Eventually, Samuel found an isolated house, surrounded by a shadowy aura. It was old, made of dark, worn wood, with small, broken windows that looked like empty eyes staring back at him. The door creaked, and as he pushed it open, he noticed a strong smell of mold mixed with something undefinable. Something unsettling that seemed ancient and forgotten. Inside, the furniture was covered with a thick layer of dust, as if no one had been there in years. The walls were decorated with old portraits, showing silent, stern people who seemed to follow Samuel with their dark eyes. He illuminated the interior with his flashlight, which trembled slightly in his hand. The sound of footsteps echoed now and then, but he was alone, or so he thought. On the floor, faded footprints led toward a staircase descending into the basement. Down there, the darkness felt even heavier and denser, as if something was waiting, hidden and silent. Samuel went down the steps carefully, the sound of his shoes echoing through the empty space. The air was cold, and there was an oppressive feeling in the atmosphere, as if some invisible presence was watching him. In the center of the basement, he found an old, worn book. The pages were filled with symbols and indecipherable notes, and there was a message written in red ink: "They never left." The detective tried to interpret its meaning, but before he could The trees around the house seemed to form a kind of circle, with the treetops closing in, blocking the path out. It was as if the forest didn't want to let him leave. Samuel ran, hearing whispers all around him, and the sound of footsteps behind him seemed to grow louder. In his last glance at the house, he saw shadowy figures in the window, watching him with sinister smiles. When he finally made it out of the forest, he felt a sense of relief, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something had followed him. He took one last look at the trees and had the unsettling sensation that those dark eyes were still watching him, waiting for the next time he dared to enter the forest.